What's up, Internet Sales 20 crew? Man, y'all pumped up, fired up, super excited. All right, so I got a lot of information I got to be able to share in a short period of time. So really quickly, who here has never heard me speak before? Make some noise. Wow, okay, we got a lot of people. Well, listen, as he said, my name is L.A. Williams, which is short for Leslie Alexander Williams III. And I know my name sounds all regal as if I grew up having a whole lot of money or something like that. But if that's what you was thinking, you got another thing coming, because I didn't, y'all. I grew up in average and ordinary town America. Mine's just called North Philly. You probably grew up in a similar town, right? But, you know, for me, that's not typically the place that you go to find the next financially independent individual. Does that make sense? All right, cool. Yeah, so for me, I had that challenge. Another challenge I had was being totally blind. I lost my sight at the age of 3 due to having glaucoma. So on my 3rd birthday, I had my 12th surgery and lost my sight completely. And listen, I'm not even saying that to get any kind of pity or anything like that. I want y'all to understand. I'm more so saying it because, man, growing up, I was one of those kids where I wanted to be able to do all the stuff all the other kids did. You see what I'm saying? I didn't want nobody putting no limits on me and telling me what I can and cannot do. It was other kids that was outside riding their bike and all kind of stuff like that. Guess what I wanted to do, y'all? I wanted to ride my bike too. So what I can't see, right? It was other kids that was in the house playing video games and all kind of stuff. Guess what I wanted to do, y'all? So I wanted to play video games too, right? I'm just the kind of person where I don't like nobody putting limits on me based off what they think I can and cannot do. Do y'all feel, somebody say no limits if you don't want nobody putting limits on you. Say no limits. Absolutely. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, right? Today I'm going to talk about how our minds entangle success, all right? How our minds entangle success. For me, I think I want everybody to begin to think about what is holding you back? What's holding you back, right? And I also want you to think about, I don't want you to be thinking as the big-time general manager that you are, dealer principal, you own 17 million companies, and it's not what I'm talking to, right? I'm talking to the inner child in you. I specifically designed this presentation to be for children. Does that make sense? Because there's a certain part of you that I really want to be able to speak to. Okay? So understand that it's your brain that's holding you back. Okay? It's designed to, it literally controls everything. Right? Anybody ever thought about their brain before? You ever think about a brain, right? It's one of those things. See, my goal today is to get you to think about how it's programmed. Right? Why things happen over and over and over again. And I'm talking about positive things and negative things. All right? Because I feel like if I can get you to understand what's happening, why it's happening, all that good stuff, if I can show you how to understand it, I can get you to see it, you can change it. Does that make sense? All right, now listen, listen, y'all know I'm blind. Please, right, y'all gonna have to make sure y'all give me some audio feedback, because if you like nodding your head, see, I'm gonna talk about, this is so good that you guys are doing this stuff. Y'all like nodding, and I say, how many of y'all blank? People raise their hand. You guys are just totally programmed to do that stuff. Does that make sense? Yes. Man, I'm telling you, it's crazy, right? So I wanna show y'all 3 parts of the brain. Okay? And this is an oversimplification. Can y'all say oversimplification? Oversimplification. I don't want everybody to think, oh, well, they said shut. No, I told you it's for kids, okay? So it's an oversimplification, this thing. So there's 3 parts of your brain, okay? In front, there is the conscious mind, right? That's your neurocortex. You're listening to me right now with your neurocortex, right? Gathering all the information, right? In the middle there is your subconscious mind, right? And then in the back is your instinctive mind. Y'all say instinctive mind. Okay? So that's it. So in order to help me with this presentation, I got a couple friends that I want to bring to the stage, okay? I got 2 doggies. Say hi to the doggies. Hey, doggies, right? All right. I got a giraffe, and I got a crocodile. All right? I'm going to show you how this thing works. All right, so we're going to talk about the conscious mind. We're going to talk about the 2 doggies, right? There's 2 doggies. There is, in your mind, in the front part of your mind, there is an emotional doggy, right? And there's a logical doggy, right? And what do doggies do, y'all? They bark, they run, they jump, they play, right? Anybody ever felt like their mind does that? It's like all over the place? Absolutely, 100%. So let's find out. Who is like the most emotional person here? Say me. Oh, wow, there's a lot of emotional people here. Okay. Let's pick somebody in specific, Frank. Is there an emotional person? You can come. We got to pet. Okay. Come pet the doggy. Come pet the emotional doggy. It's all good. Y'all can interact. Y'all can interact with me. It's all good, right? All right, who's the most logical person here? It's good. I got a lot of volunteers. I just need one. Just give me one. Not even pick one logical person. Frankie, you pick. Come on up here, y'all. Come on up here. Frank's logical. All right, who's emotional? Who's my emotional person? Everly. Awesome. I heard Everly could sing too, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard her sing Happy Birthday. She was killing it. All right. So in your mind, right, there's these constant conversations, right, in our head. And it's more like a battle, right? And so let me kind of see if I can, let's put this one. Y'all see this cake? Everly, what do you think when you see the cake?
It's chocolate.
It's chocolate? It's your favorite, right? You want to eat it, right? You don't look scrumptious, right? Okay. Now, what about like a logical person? Karen, you in the building?
I am.
What happened when you see the cake? What do you see?
A piece of cake.
You see a piece of cake? Would you? Karen be like, LA, all them calories, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real, you see what I'm saying? And so the way it works is when we're young, the emotional doggy is louder, right? We just kind of do things based on our emotions. We feel it, we do it. We feel it, we do it, right? That's how it works, right? But then as we mature, the logical doggy starts to get a little bit louder and say, hey, well, you know what? You might want to consider this. You might want to consider that. And not that it's necessarily trying to stop the emotional doggy from doing things. It just kind of adds the logic part to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. So what happens in your logical mind, in your conscious mind is you start to ask questions. Like she said, okay, that cake looked good, but how many calories is in it? You know, what's going on with this? What's going on with that, right? And so it begins to debate questions. So you might have an idea, right? You might say, I want to sell 50 cars a month, right? Does that get anybody excited? Yeah. Want to sell 50 cars, right? You might want to sell 200 cars out of your internet department. Does that got anybody excited? Right? You might want to bring on dealer syndicate. It's a lot of different things. You might want to start using AI. A lot of different things that you might want to start doing, and you get initially excited about that. But then your logical mind starts to go, well, what about this, and what about that, and what about this? And start giving you all these facts as to reasons why or why not to do the thing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, cool. So understand that you're going to feel this emotional wave. We all feel it. But then your logic justifies. See, hopefully this is the part of your mind that you know, right? It really should help you understand your customers. Katie said it earlier, and it's very, very true. Every buying decision is an emotional decision, right? And we keep things based on logic. Does that make sense? All right. So now, here's the thing about the emotion. Here's the thing. Let me talk about the doggies, right? They only have 5 data points, right? There's only 5 ways that the conscious mind receives information. You might know what they are? Look, the 5 senses, right? Sight, smell, taste, touch, sound, exactly, right? So those are the 5, that's the only way the doggies get information, right? And see, understand that doubt is created in the eyes and faith is created in the ears. See, they say believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, right? Of course, I believe it should be the other way around, you know what I'm talking about? But seriously, the doggies, the consciousness, it gives us the ability to think, right? Like, what do we want to be? Let's say when we grow up. What do we want to be when we grow up? And I'm not even just talking about our 80th birthday, right, Kay? I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about 90 days from now. Are we all going to grow up in 90 days? Yeah, absolutely, right? We're going to grow a little bit. And so you got to understand that you can totally change your life in 90 days. Are y'all with me on that? Yeah. You got to be thinking, okay, all right, what do I want to be doing? What are the things that I want to do? And then ultimately, what do I want to have? I said this earlier. I don't know if I was talking to y'all or just talking to somebody. It's the be, do, have. I got to decide what I need to be, and then what do I need to do, and then what do I want to have? Okay? Anybody ever read this book? It's called Think and Grow Rich. Anybody ever? Make some noise if you read the book. Awesome. You guys are great, right? And inside that book, Napoleon Hill, he says that there's one quality that one must possess when it comes to winning, right? And what is it? Definiteness of purpose, right? The knowledge of what one wants and a burning desire. Y'all say burning desire. A burning desire to possess it. So you got to begin to think. You got to say, why are you here? Like, why are you at this event? What are you here for? Right? Why are you on this earth? Are y'all with me? You got to think about, what do you want? I want y'all to really be able to think about that. And you got to ask yourself, how hot is your desire to have it? Right? I thought this was amazing. A lot of folks don't really know about it. Anybody know about the Roy G. Biv scale? Okay, only a few of you, right? See, the way the heat, it's amazing. Like, the blind guy gonna teach y'all about colors real quick, okay? So it works like this. It's red, orange, yellow, blue, green. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Red, orange, yellow. Told you I'm blind. Goodness gracious, give me some slack, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I mean, when it comes to your desires, you gotta have a violet desire. I didn't say violent desire, I said violet, okay? It'll be a violet, you seriously gotta want it like real bad, right? I love how Eric Thomas put it. You gotta want it as bad as you wanna breathe. Does that make sense? And see, without a burning desire, we're just drifting. We're just kind of going in any direction, right? And see, that's the thing a lot of us don't realize is that our emotion is kind of like the waves, right? It's just like the waves of life and everything like that. But you got to be able to kind of grab the oar if you're in the canoe. Does it make sense? So that you can really go in the direction that you want to go in. Are y'all with me on that? Nobody wants to be a drifter. Say, I'm not a drifter. See, some of y'all want to, y'all saw, we won the Millionaire Car Salesman Award. Some of y'all like, ooh, I want to win one of those, right? Some of y'all want to win our Pinnacle Partner Award, right? We got a award that we give out every year to our top client, right? Some people want to help because you can, right? You guys totally did Adam a service. We really appreciate like everything that you guys were doing for Adam, Andre. Man, I'm telling you, that's beautiful. Right? And so I want y'all to think about, and I want y'all to execute on, and y'all, as I'm talking right now, I want you to really write down what you want most. What do you want most? It could change later, so don't overthink it, right? Just write down what you want. Then I want you to ask yourself, why do you even want that? See, understand, why don't people achieve their goals? Y'all realize that 98% of people in the world don't even know what they want? Right? 95% of people don't know why they want it. Right? And so if we can take some time, if we can actually write this stuff down, I know we say we're high performers, but it'll put us way beyond the competition. Does that make sense? It's literally about direction. Right? We got to be able to go in the right direction. Y'all say it's about direction. Absolutely, 100%. All right. So that was it. We talked about that. That's what we want to talk about the Doggies for a quick second. I want to introduce you to my friend, the Giraffe. All right? And the Giraffe is your subconscious mind. Right? And so a lot of us, we think we're in control, but you ain't in control, okay? I want you to understand. The subconscious mind is what's in control. And how do you influence it? It's influenced through patterns. It's not the stuff you think about. Does that make sense? You cannot control your subconscious mind. You really can't do it. The only way you can help it, the only way you can semi-control it is by showing it patterns. You got to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, right? Anybody remember the first time they put on some pants? Probably not, right? When you got dressed this morning, which leg did you put in first? Nobody knows. Y'all quiet, right? Because you're not even thinking about it. See, and this is a lot of times people go, LA, how do you do this? How do you do that? A lot of the things that I do in life are not even subconscious. A lot of stuff I do, I actually decide on a lot of stuff that a lot of sighted people, y'all just take for granted. Does that make sense? We got to really be able to think about it. When you washed up this morning, did you say, oh, wait, I got to think which arm, which leg? Like, you just kind of do it, right? It's just like autopilot, right? When y'all drive a car, right? Some of y'all ever, drive home, you're like, dang, I don't even know how I got here, right? You're supposed to go somewhere else. I'm supposed to turn there. No, you just program to go home because you've done it so many times. Is it making sense? All right. So I want to talk about my granddad for a second. He had a tractor. I remember being up in Genesee, Pennsylvania. My granddad had a tractor, right? And it was so cool because he'd be like riding his tractor. And I remember him taking me on it, and he wasn't even steering the doggone thing. And I'm like, how does that work? He like, I don't know. I've been riding it so long. Because he got 5 acres of land. He just ride the tractor, just ride it. He don't even got to drive it. He just ride the tractor. Why does that work, y'all? Because when the tractor goes back and forth the same direction all the time, it starts to develop these ruts. Does that make sense? And so the tires just kind of do without you having to control it. Y'all with me? That's where the whole term stuck in a rut comes from. See, so a rut, just so you understand, a rut can be positive or it could be negative. In what's that book? Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill calls it hypnotic rhythm. It's it just happens, right? Oh no, I wasn't thinking about it. It just happened. You made it happen, right? So ruts can also be known as habits. Y'all say habits. Habits. So you can either create your ruts by default or you can create them by design. You see what I'm saying? So our job in life is to train the giraffe. See, a lot of times, again, we think we know, we're like, oh, I want to go in this direction, right? Let me try to show y'all this. So the doggy sits on top of the giraffe, right? Dog sits on top of the giraffe, and the dog's like, I want to go this way, I want to go this way. And the giraffe's like, no, but we always go this way. I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, it's not paying no attention, it's just doing what it's doing. You see how you can't control it? Even if you think in your conscious mind that you want to go one way, daggum, giraffe going to go where it's always gone. And we wonder why we get stuck in ruts and things like that. We wonder why dealerships are always like, oh, well, we've always done it this way. It's not your fault. It's your subconscious mind. Does that make sense? So our job is, again, we got to train the giraffe so that we get into ruts that help rather than hurt us. Are y'all with me on this? Yes. Is this making sense, y'all? Yes. All right, I'm just going to check, right? So understand this, and I think we've all heard this before. Practice does not make perfect, right? What does practice make? Permanent. Absolutely, right? And so you got to begin with the end in mind. What is it that you want? What's the goal, right? And then what's the why? We already talked about that, right? And then you got to ask yourself, okay, which habits are needed? Right? I want you to write down which habits are needed. You ain't got time to do it right now, right? But I do want you to remind yourself, write down which habits are needed. And if you got to ask your leader or your trainer, whoever you got to ask, which habits are needed to get me to this goal? Does that make sense? When y'all, listen, next time you get the corner, Sean, tell him to talk to you about the 3 boxes, right? Tell Sean to talk about it. Say 3 boxes. All right, now, some of y'all going to learn about it because this half of the room was quiet like a mug. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but it's all good. So this is so good, right? This is so good. She's telling me to move to my right? I don't even know where in the presentation this could kind of make sense. But see, so many times it's like we want to do like the thing that's safe for us, right? And so y'all be like scared when I be like on the side of this. Like, I ain't afraid, y'all. I don't live my life. Listen, here's the deal. I don't live my life afraid. Because what's going to happen? So what? Like, boom. Like, okay, boom. So what? What's the big deal? I got long legs. You guys get where I'm coming from? I'm not going to get hurt. It's a part of the game. Like, if y'all just knew how many walls I walked into on a weekly basis, like, it's not even a big deal. So good that she said that. That was like impromptu, y'all. They all learned that one, right? So all right, so I want to give folks the new secret, all right? Because I know y'all heard the secret before, law of attraction. We heard it before, right? Okay, here's the new secret. You can't win with the conscious mind. It takes too long to think, right? Andre? See, you're not in here? If he was here, he would tell you, if he's in a fight, and Sean does, keep you grappling and all that kind of stuff. Sean, if you start to think while you're in a fight, what's going to happen? You're going to lose, right? It takes too long to think. You got to be able to just do. You see what I'm saying? It got to be patterns, right? The whole jujitsu flow is you got to learn through patterns, doing it over and over and over and over again, right? Are y'all with me on this? Yeah. Okay. Again, like I said, it's another reason why most people don't think is because it takes too much time to do it. As leaders, we got to make sure that we take the time, we make the time to do it. Are y'all with me? Yes. All right, cool. The giraffe has a sixth sense. Anybody ever seen that movie before? Sixth Sense? Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about dead people. I'm talking about like the door to the temple of learning, right? Intuition. Everybody say intuition, right? Understand that the solution arrives when you release the problem. Remember had a situation where you was like thinking about something like, man, I can't figure this out. Man, you go to sleep, wake up, be like, oh, I just thought of it, right? You might think about something in the shower, right? These are just things that happen. It just comes to you. That's your intuition. That's your giraffe kind of just like nudging you, like, hey, listen, pay attention. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. So, I don't need more time we started, but I'm gonna get this thing rocking and rolling. This is something I really wanted to talk to y'all about, right? I want to talk about my friend the crocodile, okay? Let's talk about the crocodile. And the crocodile is your instinctive mind, okay? Now understand that your instinctive mind, this is what Katie was talking about, the limbic system, right? This is where fear is originated, right? It was developed initially to help us. Right? How many people know we were born with only 2 fears? Y'all know that? What are the 2 fears we're born with? Yep. Say it. There you go, right? Maybe that's why y'all don't want to make no noise when I ask y'all to make some noise, right? So we're born with 2 fears. For everything else is learned. What'd you say, Sean, about that? Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot, Perry. Right? That's y'all sighted people. Good job. Y'all using y'all sight. I'm proud of y'all. So, but everything else is learned. I mean, literally, you don't know to be afraid of spiders until you're a baby, and then somebody sees a spider and they scream, ah! And you go, okay, I got it. I'm supposed to be afraid of spiders. You understand what I'm saying? Anything else, like you're learned the fear of the unknown. One of the biggest fears your customers have, the fear of the unknown, right? That's why we talk about shooting videos helps to remove that fear. But you don't want to do it. Or your people don't do it. You let your people not do it. You let your people allow your customers to come in afraid. And you wonder why you can't sell no cars. So I'm an improviser, y'all, so I just start talking about. But I want you all to really get this because, see, again, the limbic system, right, the crocodile, is there to protect us, right? The problem is it protects our bodies, right? Like we was talking about, it protects me from falling off this doggone thing. I should have fell off the other side this time, right? But, it helps you from fall. So, I don't know, I done trained my limbic system to, oh, look, bro, I ain't worrying about it. Here's what it is. It doesn't want us to get hurt, right? The problem is it also protects our ego, right? It doesn't want us to feel bad, right? So if I fall off the stage, maybe I'm going to be embarrassed or whatever. Ain't nobody worrying about that. See, the problem with the limbic system, the crocodile, it deals in absolutes, like a Sith, right? Deals in absolutes. It says stuff like, you're not smart enough. You're dumb. Like, you're going to get embarrassed. Don't do that. Oh my God, this is going to be so hard. This is going to be scary. It's trying to protect not only your body from dying, but your ego from dying as well. And the thing about it is it's constant. When we have these thoughts over and over and over, it's always talking to us, right? It doesn't even remind you of what happened. It reminds you of how to feel about what happened. This one thing causes more people to drift than anything else. You make a decision. You want to go in a certain direction, and then the crocodile start yapping. You better not do that. Don't do that. You ain't even smart enough to do that. What's wrong with you, right? This kind of stuff, it's like ridiculous. It takes away all drive. Every time you want to go in a certain, direction? Y'all say direction. Direction. The crocodile calls it off. I mean, literally, I can tell you, I was scared to do this presentation. I'm like, oh, what if Sean and Karen think it's stupid, right? What if the dealers would be like, oh, LA, he don't know what he's doing. That's the phone guy. You should talk about phone stuff, right? You're blind. You can't even see the faces of the audience. What's wrong with you, right? Right? What makes you think people at an automotive conference want to learn about how the mind works? People going to walk out, they don't want to hear what you got to say. It mocks all of us. I mean, can I tell y'all the truth about the crocodile? The truth is, it's scared. It's petrified. It gets the dogs to ask questions like this. Well, what if I try and fail? Like, what if I try and I mess up? Like, what if I try and I get embarrassed? You know, it's so funny. It's really efficient at what it does. Am I telling the truth, y'all? Man, we all need a little switch, right? Where we could, turn it on when it's protecting our bodies, right? And turn it off when it's protecting our ego. Understand that the crocodile wants you to be safe, not successful. See, Tony Robbins, he says that we all fear, right, that we're not enough. And because of that, we won't feel love. Right? Understand that the crocodile is protecting our status. Crazy thing is, it's kind of mean. The good thing is you can tame it. All right? Say, I can tame it.
I can tame it.
Absolutely. It's literally the choice of faith or fear. Can you walk out here and do a presentation? Can you not be able to see and know when you're going to get to the edge of the stage? Or are you going to feel that with your shoe? Y'all probably don't. Listen, you using your sight. I feel on the shoe, it's there. Is that making sense? Yeah. I can come all the way to the edge of this thing. It wouldn't even matter because I'm going to know when I get to the edge. I'm going to know when I get to the edge. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, is he going to fall off? Is he going to fall off? No. And if I wanted to, I'd jump and I'd land and everything would be great. See, the crocodile would be like, don't do it. You're going to fail. You've tried other training programs before. It's not them, it's you. Look, Cody Carter said it takes 10 years. It takes 3 years. It's taking you 10. Look how much of a loser you are. Damon got 30 stores. You only got 3. See, by protecting your ego, it's destroying your life. So, I got a plan for y'all. Y'all ready for this? Yeah. Here's a plan. The game plan is and write this down. We got to calm the crocodile. Say, calm the crocodile. Guide the giraffe. Say it louder. Guide the giraffe. And then we got to feed the dogs. You got to feed them, right? Look, they say, Ryan Holiday wrote a book. He said the ego is the enemy, right? That's what he said. But the ego is not necessarily the problem. Protecting it, though, will kill any chance of success that you have. So, let me help you understand the voices of your mind. Let me out of here. Listen, so the doggies, right? The conscious mind, the doggies, what do? They ask questions. So in your mind, when you're asking questions, it's your conscious mind talking. Anybody ever talk to themselves like that? Y'all ask yourselves questions? Because I do all the time. Do you? Yeah. I was about to say, your mind ain't working there, right? So that's what it does. It asks questions. And so this is the reason why I am so powerful on the phone, because all I do is ask questions. And say all I do is ask questions. And so the customer feels like it's their conscious mind speaking to them. I don't play no games, right? Now here's the subconscious mind is quiet. Like, what sound does a giraffe make? Don't nobody know, right? You don't even know, right? You don't even know, right? It doesn't really make us, it just nudges you, right? It just gently kind of tries to tell you to do certain stuff, right? And then your instinctive mind, the crocodile, it speaks in absolutes. So anytime you hear don't do that, whatever you might hear, if it's a statement, it's the crocodile. And it's constant. Does that make sense? Okay. So I want to take a couple of minutes. I want y'all to write down all the things the crocodile says to you. It won't work. It ain't gonna work. What's wrong with you? Come on, Franca.
Not enough time.
Not enough time, right? Not enough time. Now, does anybody else have any of that stuff on their paper? Yeah. So my point is that it says the same thing to everybody. It's not even freaking creative. It says the same stuff to everybody, right? And I did that for a reason. Y'all see where I'm coming from? Daggone crocodile running our lives is not even freaking creative. And so you got to understand that most of the people in your life, they listen to the crocodile. They ignore the giraffe, and they starve the doggies. And so when you get home to your dealership, you're gonna wanna fit in. And I promise you, because why? Because community it's a human need. I know we all think we're leaders and we're supposed to be social. No, because the community is a human need. However, if you can resist the temptation, only then can you succeed. See, that's why when you leave, we give you an accountability partner. I think it's on the schedule, but I was begging. I'm like, Sean and Karen, we must do this. The exit strategies, do not leave here without an exit strategy. Say, I will not. I will not. Leave here without an exit strategy. That's why we give it. See, because we don't want for when you leave here, for you to fall into the old ruts that are waiting for you when you get back to your dealership. So please take advantage of what we offer.
LA.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want to redirect for a second.
Yeah.
One of the things, I don't know if you guys know LA's background, but before he got into the automotive industry, he was a pretty big producer. He's worked with Beyonce, Nas, LL Cool J, Lil Wayne, Katy Perry, and just amazing. What track was it that you worked with Beyonce with?
Freakum Dress.
Freakum Dress. Can you imagine trying to coach Beyonce on writing songs?
Oh my God, so easy.
Yeah.
She's so coachable, it don't make no sense, right? I tell her to do something, she's like, okay. She just does it. Don't sound like a lot of other people. The newer and the less knowledge that the artist has, the less knowledge, the more they push back on you.
Sounds familiar, right? Like a fresh salesperson or BDC rep that doesn't know what they're doing, that the desk tells them what to do, and all of a sudden, they close a deal max gross. Why? Because they don't know any better. It's when they think they know more than the desk starts to fall apart. But I was going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
One of the things that I hear a lot from people when it comes to video or it comes to communications is they feel uncomfortable. And this is what we're talking about right here. And can you talk about the whole Sasha Fierce thing and the whole...
Oh, yeah.
That's why I was queuing you up.
100%. So, yeah. So, yeah, man, again, Beyonce, as we all, she's very uncomfortable. She doesn't really like, especially being on stage or anything like that. Can y'all imagine? I mean, that pays her millions and millions of dollars to be on stage, but she don't really like it. She's very uncomfortable. Her Crocodile tells her stuff. Anybody ever saw, she was on Punk'd. Anybody ever seen that version of it? Ashton Kutcher? Yeah. She was like totally scared, right? And then when you become famous, you start getting even more fears, right? So she said, you know what? In order for me to do this, I really have to create an alter ego. And that's where Sasha Fierce came from.
T, got your keys.
An entirely different person. Entirely different person. I mean, folks, people think when people got multiple personalities, they're crazy and all that kind of stuff. They might just be switching off their crocodile. Encourage you to do it. You got more, Sean?
I have two last things. The other thing is try to imagine this man is blind, obviously, right? And you should talk to Bugsy. He's got some crazy stories about LA and some Oreos, but that's a whole other conversation. But he flies all over the country for the last 15 years with our company, training tens of thousands of people. But can you imagine being blind, getting on public transportation, going to the airport, flying without a dog, a cane, none of that stuff. Gets to the dealership, and not only does he train, but he's shooting videos. Let me repeat that. The blind guy is shooting videos. I'm on the floor laughing my ass off because he's like, oh, Mr. Customer, you got to come down. You see this car? This car is beautiful. I'm like, how the hell do you know this car is beautiful? But it ain't stopping him. True story. He does TOs. He puts deals together. All that. So if he can do that, what's our excuse? I'm going to say something, and it's hard for me to say because it breaks my heart, but I think this man can't see the sunset. He can't see his beautiful wife right there. Let that shit marinate for a second. But yet, he's the most positive person I've ever met in my life. Anybody that's known him, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's got so much kindness and love in him. He just wants to pour into you guys. And I've learned so much, just from being around him. And it's funny, like when I first met him, I never had a blind friend. I don't know if you all had a blind friend, but I was like daunting on him, like, oh, he turned around and like Herman Munster, he got mad at me. And he's like, I could do stuff too. I could do everything you do except for see. And I was like, all right, game on. And since that point, 15 years ago, I do not treat him like he's blind at all. And he's just an incredible inspiration. Yeah. So before we say, thank you for his time, I want to give you one other little thing with LA. Anybody heard of a movie called Saw? Do you know that LA was the official voice for 4 of the movies? Which one's LA?
3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so can we get something from Saw? Yeah, this is the voice for Saw, for real.
Let's see if I can do it, because y'all know I've been kind of introducing people all this time. So
All right, let's see what you got.
Would you like to play a game?
Let's go to Forever Haunt.
Especially in this hotel, right?
Who is it going to hunt? Who is it going to hunt?
Charmaine.
Charmaine.
Can you guys do me a favor? Stand up and give my man LA Dub a round of applause. Show some love for this guy, please. And for his lovely puppet masters right here, Naima Williams. Crank it me down. That's what I'm talking about.